Welcome to New Life Live, the premier place to receive free advice from Christian psychologists and counselors for the mental, emotional, relational, and spiritual challenges you face. Since 1988, we've offered compassionate responses that combine God's truth with proven psychological principles to guide you toward healing. Our phone lines are open. Call us now at 1-800-229-3000.
Who are we going to help today? Well, you, I hope. Welcome to New Life Live. I'm your host, Brian Perez. We'll be taking your calls in the studio for 2 hours today, so get in line to talk to clinical psychologist Dr. Jill Hubbard and licensed marriage and family therapist Chris Williams. 1-800-229-3000 is the number to call to talk about betrayal, relationships. Those are just examples. You set the course of the show and determine the topics as you call in. Chris, how'd you like to start off today's program?
Okay, so again, as I tend to do,
confession time. That's right. We should just change the name of the program.
Chris, I'm already laughing.
Welcome to Confession Time with Chris. Okay, so my confession here today is there are times I'm a terrible helper. I'm not very good at helping people. Right? Mm-hmm. So despite me being a therapist and that being my profession, and hopefully there's times I'm good at it, but here is the way in which I can be a terrible helper. And I'm hoping this helps the rest of us. And that is...
To be terrible helpers?
No, to be better helpers. Thank you, Jill. Okay. Thank you for that clarification. Helping to be better helpers. Because there's so many times where someone is telling me about their struggles or presenting me with a problem, or just expressing their pain. And it's that last one that we can get real tripped up on, the expressing of pain. Because so much when other people are expressing their struggles and their pain, what we want to do is relieve the pain. Mm-hmm. And our typical response, I'll say my typical response to that is to feel this tremendous pressure to give them just the right words.
Yes.
And to have the right thing to say. This is very common, especially when people are in deep grief. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times, the best thing that you can do is say nothing. Mm. And it is so hard to do. Because the struggle with saying nothing is we have to then join the other person in their own pain and powerlessness in the situation. Mm-hmm. But what we don't realize, or what I don't realize, is that the presence is way more powerful than the words. Mm-hmm. And so I just want to confess that, because most of the time in life, I think that we get overwhelmed with being there for people who struggle, being there for our friends who are suffering, our neighbors, whoever it may be, because we won't know what to do. Well, here's the good news. You don't have to do anything except for show up and be a loving presence. Mm-hmm. And
so it's developing that capacity to tolerate and bear with them what they are going through, and what they are feeling. And that feels so uncomfortable for so many of us. And especially, we as helpers, we want to jump in, right?
Yes. Well,
I hear you.
We see that in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, where it says love bears all things. Mm-hmm. You know, another term for that, or love is patient, right? And also, my definition for that is it's empathy over time. Mm-hmm. That's patience. Bearing all things, long-suffering, in the fancy word that we tend to use in therapeutic circles is holding space. But holding space just means that I'm going to be a loving presence to make sure that you're not alone, and to make sure that in your suffering you have someone with you. And the fancy word that I heard a long time ago that has always stuck with me, because I just kind of like the way it sounds, but I really love the way of what it means, is that my job is to be a benevolent witness to other people. There's another side of that. I, in my own life, in the confessions, in my struggles, in my sins, and in my hurts, also need other people to be a benevolent witness. And that's truly how we can love sincerely, bear all things, and in that way reflect God much more when people bring us their struggles and their pains.
But doesn't that also give off the feeling to the other person? Let's say you're confessing something to me, or you're sharing your grief with me, and I don't say anything. I'm thinking, well, Chris isn't going to think I care if I don't say anything.
Well, it could be short things like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be back on New Life Live.
I went to Everyman's Battle in 2012. My sexual integrity was not what it should have been. I sought out affairs, whether physical or emotional. Until I came to Every Man's Battle, I didn't understand that would never fill that void.
Every day, men struggle with sexual integrity, impure thoughts, strip clubs, affairs, pornography.
The shame and guilt was overwhelming.
For over 20 years, New Life Ministries has been helping men regain their integrity and purity through their one-of-a-kind Every Man's Battle Intensive.
You will discover what the true root of your pain is, and you will discover how to overcome.
You don't have to struggle any longer. Get help in Cincinnati, Ohio, August 22nd through the 24th. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE to register or to find out more. 1-800-639-5433 or online at newlife.com. Enter the code NLL for a discount.
Every Man's Battle saved my life.
1-800-NEW-LIFE and the discount code NLL. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
Have you explored the new look of New Life yet? Visit newlife.com. We think you'll love what you'll find there. It's so neat. Let's go to the phones now, beginning with Susan in Orlando, Florida, who listens to New Life Live on podcast. Hey there, Susan. Thanks for calling in today. By the way, the number to call, the same number Susan called, 1-800-229-3000. Hey, Susan, go ahead. What's your question for us today?
Hey, how are you?
Doing great.
Good. If this concerns my daughter, who is 36. She is a Christian, and she married somebody that is getting, he had some kind of situation when he was young. He went to a Christian school. I think he may have given his life to God, but not sure. At this moment, he hates God and not sure about his salvation. They're in California, and he is in the serious drug scene. They have been together for 14 years, and they were married in 2022. I didn't want her to marry him, but they married. So he is in a serious drug scene, and it's in a cycle. And it is getting abusive, and she recently, within the last 2 months, told me the scope of it. And he's putting her hands on her, and she's calling the police. And she is exactly what you were saying before I got on the phone, expressing the pain, telling her problems. And I'm using the right words, I'm listening, but it's definitely hard to tolerate, and it's stressful. But that's my daughter, and her father died when she was 3. So she has no father to be out there to protect her, and her husband is obviously not protecting her. He's doing the opposite, staying out, staying out, coming home, and screaming expletives and things like, "I'm going to have sex with all the people that you hired," and things like that. And he's obviously on a cocaine high, and he pushes her and tells her she fell. So there's some gaslighting going on. And when my daughter's best friend texted me recently, she said, "Hey," and I said, "Yeah, Sarah just kind of told me, but I didn't really know the scope of it." So I said, "I'm going to go out there. I am flying out on Friday, and I am letting." She does now, and she told her husband that I'm coming. He is somewhat intimidated by me, which is a good thing. I'm there to support her, but I'm mainly concerned about her safety in his cycles, because I'm sure you're well aware of what cycles are, and you turn into a different person. So
Susan,
my main concern is the physical.
Yeah, Susan, are there children involved?
No.
Okay.
No children, no property.
Okay.
No children. No. I've got a few plans, but I've got a few things in my head, and I was calling to see, since I am going out there, it's an open-ended flight. I'm going to stay in a hotel very close, walking distance, and seeing how I can help. He said in the middle of his, rampages and stuff, I'm moving back to Buffalo. He's moving back home. in October, after he can probably get through his job, which is seasonal. But I'm not. I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Safety is my main issue.
Yep.
And I just wanted to know if you have any tools as far as questions and things that I haven't already
Susan,
planned.
what does your daughter want to do? What is she wanting?
Yes, she has been dealing with this for longer than I've known.
Sure.
And so certainly she's run out of options with people that want to listen. So she wound up starting to confide in me. And, of course, I've explored this with her. What do you want? She said she wants him to leave. And he won't leave. There's somewhat of a he's very dependent on her monetarily, and she is
she has a significant job in California, right?
Yes,
Okay.
she does. It has prestige, title, and her plans change a lot. And I said, well, honey, you can, they're changing a lot because of the chaos that she's in. She doesn't know which way to go. So I'm going out there. He said he is going back to his home, and she can move back here to Florida. But, she's so chaotic right now, wanting someone to be there for her. She's reaching out to, other friends and possibly,
So
other plans.
Yeah. So Susan, here's what I think. I think first and foremost, you're to affirm you're right on.
Okay.
As long as she's in a threatening situation, the chaos inside of her is going to stay alive. In fact, increase. Can't make good decisions in chaos. It's really difficult, if not impossible. So I think that she needs whether it be taking all of her vacation time, a leave of absence, whatever it may be, I think she does need to get back with you to Florida to take a reprieve and to clear the head, and then finding in that area an addiction specialist that really can help guide her through what's happening, what she needs, and what next steps that she needs to take in this. I think the difficult thing is that we always look at what are the barriers for her safety. Like if there is kids, or what we're looking at right now is that there is a significant job. But we have to understand that, well, one, I think I find great encouragement in that. If she at 36 has found herself in a significant and flourishing career path, that means she can do it again. She can do it anywhere. And so got to get her out of the scarcity mindset that if I don't take advantage of this, then it will never be there for me in the future.
Right. Like what would it mean to actually give that
Yeah. Like if she feels like her job's threatening, I'm like, well, your job is already threatened by your relational situation right now. There's so many things that get compromised under that amount of stress, including our ability, again, to make this decision to perform at a job.
Right. And I'm not sure about waiting till October for him to leave. I think it would be you go into a program and get help and get clean, or you leave.
Yeah.
That those are your options. And then part of protecting herself, if he's dependent on her financially, well, maybe she needs to protect her finances. Maybe she needs to look into legal separation in terms of the finances.
One of my steps.
Right? If he's violent, maybe she needs a restraining order against him.
Yeah.
I mean, she could move from where she's at because she doesn't own property. However, he does know where her job is. But with the restraining order.
She's sabotaging it right now.
Okay, she's what?
Absolutely sabotaging. He is trying to sabotage her at her job is one of our theories.
Right. So I think she needs to maybe alert somebody that she can, have trust in who could help her at her work. Someone in terms of this may happen and I need to, let you know this. But I think she has to take those active steps of, putting that restraining order in place. But first making the appeal that he get help or they can't continue. And that's the condition of being in relationship.
But Jill, I think you said something really important that I want to reiterate, and that is he's already been violent with her.
He's already been violent. So she has,
So taking every legal action possible. Because he needs, because if nothing else, he needs to be put on notice.
Right. And see,
that's why I'm going out there.
Yeah, I think it's great because she needs some strength around her. I'm glad he's intimidated by you because it's basically this is not going to continue any longer. And, she's in relationship, so she gets sucked in. But you can be a little more detached from that and help give her the strength to take some of these steps, because if this has been going on like this, it is not going to get better until he hits a wall.
Yes.
Right?
He's not there yet.
He's not there yet.
Down. No.
And it doesn't have to be, he's been violent, but it doesn't have to be mean. It's that, he's not well. This is a drug addict. This is what they do. Yeah. And that you guys care about him, and therefore he needs to get help. And so you're going to protect her so that he doesn't destroy, everything that's ever been between them, right? Yeah. So it also helps to preserve relationship, because if he got clean, maybe, but we're not hoping in that. He may have already destroyed this relationship.
Yeah.
Any recommendations from the newlife.com store that we can send off to Susan?
I think boundaries would be a great place to start.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Susan, stay on the phone and we will send you a copy of Boundaries. Thank you so much for calling in today on New Life Live. 1-800-229-3000 is our number. Now we're going to talk to Beth, who is in Fayetteville, Arkansas, listening on KPGC. Welcome, Beth, to New Life Live.
Hello.
Hi.
My situation is my husband is 81 and I will be 80 this year, and he had a brain bleed. He's a miracle. He wasn't supposed to live, but he did. He lived through the surgery. He's recovering really well. I hope to bring him home from rehab the end of this month. But not only the complication of all the medical bills since February is we have a son who's 54 who's homeless. For 7 years, he has mental problems, and so through the years, I've tried to help him financially here and there in a hotel room, because he will not go to a shelter. He will not take advantage of anything that would help him other than mommy. And I am at my wit's end because I'm broke now. I've had to use what savings we have to pay nursing homes and medical bills, even though I was finally able to get Medicaid, but I still had to surrender my husband's Social Security payment to keep him in rehab. And so now today I am just, my son's contacted me again, and he hasn't slept in days, and yada, yada. And my heartstrings are just pulled because I know he's mentally ill, but he doesn't think he is, and I can't get help for him. And people tell me I need to just tough love, just stop giving him money, stop charging hotels. And I tried that for a while, but then as a Christian, love is sacrifice. I'm just torn between Scripture of going that extra mile and a sacrificial love and.
Well, one other thing, Beth, and I understand that pull, and it's really hard as a mom. It's easy for other people to say, but this is your child. You gave birth to him. But you have to ask yourself, is your helping of him helpful? Is it helpful beyond one night? Is it moving him along? Giving him a hand up? Is he making good use of it? Because if the answer is no, then you're easing your anxiety and guilt for a night. But then you're back in the same situation. Yeah, you sleep better and I get that, and sometimes it's worth it. But I think over the long haul, I'm wondering if he has a true mental illness and it's not just maybe drug-induced, he can be on permanent disability. Mm. And he is on permanent disability?
No, I've tried to get him to apply. He is. We used to sing together, and he was very active in church and beautiful music. And he had a head injury about 7 years ago. And
Wow. All right, we'll continue our conversation with you, Beth, when we come back from the break here on New Life Live, and we've got the phone lines open for 2 hours today. So how can we help you? 1-800-229-3000 is our number. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, we've got the number right there on the bottom of your screen. Call in. We'd love to talk to you on New Life Live.
Here at New Life, we want you to have transformation. And so we have created the New Life courses, and you meet weekly on Zoom with a coach or counselor. You're going to have teaching as well as that group connection, because we know how powerful that is. We hear that all the time about our intensives, that they love the information, but the group process is so powerful. And many of you have been hesitant to participate because you're not sure, the timing, the price. The New Life courses are going to meet you right at that area of need. Every week you're meeting on Zoom with that therapist. You're going over the concepts as well as connecting as a group. It is so powerful, and it's accessible. Wherever you are, you're going to be able to join us.
Embark on your journey of personal growth and self-discovery in September with a New Life course. Lose it for life, take your life back, or healing is a choice. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433 or online at newlife.com. Club New Life changes lives.
You guys came along into my life in 2022. That was a really, really difficult year of my life.
You can help New Life Ministries provide Christ-centered hope and counseling resources to thousands of people by joining Club New Life today.
I began to really process a lot of things that I've needed to for a long time, and y'all were a very big part of that.
When you sign up to support us monthly through Club New Life, you'll make a difference in the lives of individuals and families with godly counsel and connection to help.
I came out of it having never experienced anything like that, and y'all were there.
Join today and help continue the message of hope to a troubled world.
I knew I had to keep going, and I joined Club New Life, and y'all have been the resource that has now been a light for my wife and I.
Go to newlife.com/CNL, and together we can help hurting people find help and hope in life's hardest places.
Keep doing what you do, because it makes a difference.
newlife.com/CNL. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
And let's go back to Beth in Arkansas. So what's your main question for us today, Beth? How can we assist you?
Well, my question is, I know when I don't put him in a hotel and I don't send him $50, I don't know, he's not eating, he's not sleeping, and I can do that. I try to go a week, 2 weeks, but in my mind I know that he's not getting any help, and then I break down, and then I send him money I don't have. So my question is, how do I stop? I mean, how do I get peace of mind? I pray and seek the Lord, and it just...
Beth, what is the extent of his injury in terms of how it impacts him to actually do some things for himself?
Well, in the course of 7 years, he got COVID during the COVID times, and then he...
Okay, but what's his mental capacity in terms of, how did it damage that?
Because how it damaged it, he believes that his parents, he grew up in church, and all of his wife had to divorce him because of it. He thought she was in witchcraft, and they're teaching his children the occult. He hasn't seen his children in 7 years.
So he has a wife too, or well, actually, she divorced him. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he doesn't see reality as it truly is.
No.
Okay.
No.
So some things he's not able to do for himself, right? So, when we use tough love, it's you don't do for others what they need to do for themselves, but that's given that they're capable, actually. And so sometimes we have to look at, okay, the type of help you're giving is short-term and temporary. Sometimes we can offer something and invite someone into that help. Now, they may refuse it. And then, as an adult, what can you do? But I think to maybe say to him that the help that I can give you at this time would be to help you pursue disability benefits, to help you pursue a permanent living situation in a board and care. And I will help you file the paperwork for that.
Yeah.
But you have to be on board. And that this is the help that I can offer you, son, at this time, because mom's out of money. And the one nights here and there aren't really helping you. And that, it would give you peace of mind, because someday you won't be here, to know that he had a permanent place to stay where they fed him and he had some benefits coming in.
Chris?
Right.
Yeah, because Beth, all you're doing right now is you're funding his illness.
Yeah.
You're not funding his health, right? And that's a really tough place to be, because if he doesn't want it, then what do you do about it? You're in a really kind of powerless position here. But to go back to what Jill was saying, is that where you do have influence, you may not have control, but you have influence, is I will do anything I can to help you. Now, going back to the biblical mandate, Jesus didn't give people money.
Right?
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so
Right.
what Jesus was helpful in doing was being helpful in what they needed. In fact, he told the rich young ruler, I'd love to help you. I'd love to give you a life of abundance and significance, but you've got to let go of what you're holding on to get it. So, there was there's other examples. I think of him healing a particular woman where, again, I led the show with being a benevolent witness, where he just was with her. He didn't even say anything to her. But the point of that is that the guilt inside that you are powerless against your son's illness and the fear that comes up is you're mitigating that through giving him money every once in a while. So your help is to get support for you. Is if there's support groups out there, if there's in your church, people to come alongside of you to help care for your heart as you're dealing with your husband's medical condition, aging issues, as well as your son's mental illness. And so it's shifting from going to enabling the illness to helping him get well where he's willing to get help. Because I'll tell you who has a lot more money than you do. Medicaid, disability, those are great resources, all available
And he's
to
a
him.
perfect candidate for those things.
Yeah.
Right? He has a head injury. He has a true mental illness here. And I think partly, too, Beth, is the grieving for you. You've brought up several times. He sang in church. He was involved. And the son that you used to have, he's no longer that same person. And it is so heartbreaking. And so you're in a grieving process too. And part of it is like you're giving this money to him because it's like you long for the son that you used to have. And now here the son that you have, he's got limitations. And that's where he needs, more than you around him for help.
Got a recommendation from the newlife.com store to send to Beth in Arkansas?
I think Take Your Life Back.
Take Your Life Back, okay.
Yeah.
That's also the name of one of our online courses that begins in just a couple of weeks here on New Life. You can find out about it at newlife.com. We've got 3 online courses that begin the first week of September, and you can sign up now. It's a 12-week course, 1 day a week, and it'll be very helpful for you, Beth, in addition to the book that we're going to send you just for calling in today here on New Life Live. We're going to take a short break, and then we'll be back with more of your phone phone calls. If you're on hold right now, stay on hold. We'll get to you in a moment. And we're going to keep the phone lines open for the next hour and a half at 1-800-229-3000. We've got Dr. Jill Hubbard and Chris Williams here to answer the questions you have. We had confession time with Chris at the beginning of the program. It's now time for you to call in and let us know what's going on with you on New Life.
I was stuck. I was so stuck. 27 years married. My husband addicted to pornography for the majority of our marriage. I was very isolated and didn't really know which way to turn.
If you've been affected by betrayal, an emotional or physical affair, or pornography, Restore Intensive will equip you with support and tools to help you through.
When two people want to do their part, we can be restored. But if they don't, we can still be restored. We are not stuck because someone else made a decision. That God lets us weigh in on how we want to walk out our lives. Our wellness does not hinge on another person's decision.
The Restore Intensive is coming to Washington, D.C. November 7th to the 9th. Register online at newlife.com or call 1-800-NEW-LIFE and use the discount code NLL to save $50.
You guys helped me figure out what was going on.
1-800-NEW-LIFE and the discount code NLL. Do you need help for life's hard situations?
My husband recently said he wanted a divorce.
I'm confused on what I should do.
I have an eating disorder.
New Life Live answers your questions on relationships, grief, addiction, trauma, anxiety, and much more, all from a biblical perspective with our panel of professional counselors and psychologists.
I learn a lot from your program.
You help so many people.
I appreciate your ministry.
Whether you listen or watch, there are so many ways to connect with us to ask our panel of counselors a question. Call us Monday through Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific at 1-800-229-3000 to ask your question on New Life Live. Or go to newlife.com/radio for other ways to get your question answered.
I'm trying to find help.
I just want to know how to set boundaries.
If it's a sin, what am I supposed to do?
Need a therapist or a coach, a resource, or an intensive? Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. 1-800-NEW-LIFE. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
We've got so much going on here at New Life. I told you about our new website. You can go check it out. Our new logo, our new design. It's wonderful. newlife.com is the address. And I just mentioned the Take Your Life Back course. We're also doing two others, Healing is a Choice and Lose It for Life. And you can get the details at newlife.com. Something else coming up the following month, October, is our annual one-day life recovery conference. It's titled Choosing Wisdom. It goes from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central Time. If you're struggling to move forward in life due to past failures, or you feel as if you're not fulfilling your purpose in life, this online conference will help you reclaim your future. We've got 12 amazing speakers that day. One of them is in the studio with us today. I wonder which one. That one right there. Chris and the gang are going to equip you with practical tools to apply biblical wisdom to life's toughest struggles. The Choosing Wisdom Conference is rooted in the 12 steps of recovery, and we've got early bird pricing going on for the next 30 days or so. You can visit newlife.com for all the information and to register, and tell your friends about it too. It'd be great if they could join you. All right, 1-800-229-3000 is our number, and let's talk to CJ, who is in Austin, Texas, listening on Sirius XM, channel 131. Hi there, CJ. Welcome to New Life Live.
Hello, thank you.
Yeah, how can we help you today?
Well, I'm in a situation that's kind of tough, and I may cry.
It's okay. Your tears are welcome here.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, I have a special needs son who about 2 years ago, he and I were involved in an accident. And it wasn't our fault. And after the accident, he started having PTSD. He started had tendencies to elope if he was overwhelmed, and all of these behaviors have ended up with him losing his job. And he worked for a wonderful place that was designed for special needs adults. And he worked there for 5 years with zero behaviors. But since the accident, he wasn't able to keep his job. And since the accident, he also, whenever he would get in the car with me after the accident, he would, if somebody cut us off in traffic, he would get all stressed and yell like we were going to have another accident.
Oh, man.
And all of these behaviors, and he would also try to jump out of my car or grab the steering wheel when I was driving. And so it became a dangerous situation. And he ended up having to go and get like therapies, and he was in group homes instead of in my home with me. And since the accident, he has probably been in about 12 different hospitals. He's in a hospital right now. And because of the behaviors, in the state of Texas, there just aren't the resources that you need to help out in a situation like this. And so the hospital wants to release him, but there's literally no place for him to go that would be safe because of the behavior.
So CJ, real quickly, let me ask this for clarification. He's in the hospital because of his behavioral struggles?
Yes.
So a danger to himself or to other people?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, that's helpful.
And so they want to release him, but there is literally no place for him to be released that he would be safe. They've tried to get him into different behavioral hospitals, psych hospitals, and no one will take him because of the behaviors, because that puts them in, also.
So,
because then,
so let me jump in for a time's sake. So, CJ, is there times that he is calm? That there are times where he seems like relaxed and calm? And do you know that are there certain like variables that are in place and consistencies in place where like, oh, when this happens, he seems calm?
To some degree, but the different places that he has been, he has struggled because of his communication deficit. Basically, he does speak, but he also backs up. If somebody doesn't understand him, then he does some signing, he does ASL, but he just literally he doesn't fit anywhere. Honestly, he needs to get. We've been trying to get him to this special hospital that would give him the therapy and the doctors and the medication and everything that he needs, but we have to work it out with the lawyer and the insurance company and everything to cover all those things. Yeah. But in the meantime, there's no place for him to go, and without the elevated level of need that he needs to have through the state that they turned down, even though he is a danger to himself, he can't go to that place until it takes 30 days to do the paperwork for him to be.
So CJ, let me jump in here. So in the struggle that you're going through right now, what's the question for us? How can we help you today?
I don't honestly know. It's more prayer, it's direction, resources. I just want people to know out there that the state of Texas, they don't. It's almost like they don't care about their special needs adults. There isn't the resources that we need to take care of our special needs adults. There's always some wall that comes up. We go in a direction where you think that you're going to get the help that you need, and then a wall comes up. There's something that.
Well, in such a struggle. CJ, we go up against this all the time. We as a society and a culture that, and I'm not here to like cast too much dispersion, other than when it comes to high-end mental illness or developmental issues, there just becomes these situations that we just don't have good systems in place to help support, and it is heartbreaking.
But he's lucky to have you as an advocate, because you're a mom who sounds like is very persistent. And yet you need a lot of support here. This is a really hard situation.
Yeah, and that's where I was going to go with this, is that what we want to do is, because, I feel CJ's anxiety for very, very good reasons. But what that does is that anxiety becomes contagious in the system. That if I come in here today anxious, you guys are going to feel anxious. at least more anxious, not probably match mine. But that happens all the more in families and all the more in parent-child relationships. And so my encouragement to CJ in the midst of this incredibly frustrating situation, that, again, I want to validate how mind-boggling it is. Mm-hmm. And in the same sense, as you were saying, Jill, that CJ helps herself, that she gets care around her. She has people
praying for her, supporting her, listening to her, walking through it. But also, I think, if he is in a program because he was a danger to himself and others, and they're releasing him, are they saying he's no longer a danger to himself and others? And if you have, you need a 30-day window, I think you could make a case for how can you release someone who's still a danger when he's going to be going to a place if we can line everything up. But releasing him means it's just going to be a turnaround and he's going to be back in here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And luckily I have a lot of people who are praying for us and backing us and, giving us direction and wisdom. But I just felt like I should reach out and just let people know the situation that people are in the state of Texas with their special needs adults.
Yes, it really, really is tough, CJ. And I just think that with your son, and I'm sure you're doing this, so, give me some grace if I'm already telling you stuff that's like, Chris, I'm already doing that. But continuing to pay attention to the variables that help him feel relaxed. Mm-hmm. Because if he's in limbic alert system or his vagal is out of line, like all of the lower survival parts of his brain are firing off, he's not going to be in control because none of us are. And so he needs to continually be in, cared for in places where he can stay relaxed, calm, occupied. And I know that that's probably, you're like, Chris, that's a 24/7 job that we can't be there for all the time. And I'm like, okay, I do understand that, but as much as possible, because I just want to encourage you to stay on the road that you're on in figuring out what are the resources out there to really help my son. And CJ, you might already be involved in these groups, but definitely engage in other support groups where there are other parents of special need children going through similar situations, because I know they're out there. And it's really important that they have that you have that kind of support of people who really do understand what it's like with boots on the ground.
Now, one of the things that seems to trigger CJ's son's trauma is being behind the wheel of a car, because if he notices a car that cuts them off or something, he wants to, jump out of the car or whatever. So should she not take him on drives, or?
I think you have to be super choosy. Yeah. You may have to rearrange your schedule around where you go and how what times, when, how, all of those sort of things, to do as much as you can to mitigate the triggering traumatic events.
Yeah. All right. We got to take a break here on New Life Live. We'll be back. Give us a call, 1-800-229-3000.
I was sort of vaguely familiar that the 12 steps had some origination in the Bible. I found Life Recovery, and one of the things I liked so much was that it had such a broad appeal. It wasn't limited to just alcohol or drugs, that it was addressing a wide range of problems.
At New Life, we believe everyone can benefit from a life recovery experience. There are life recovery groups all over the country. They take place online, in conference calls, and in person. And if there isn't one in your area, we can help you start one. We have startup materials, leaders' guides, CDs, Bibles, and more, all with discounts available for groups. Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE and ask for Terry Ward. The 12 Steps have long been a great help to people in recovery because much of the 12 Steps' power comes from the fact that they capture principles clearly revealed in the Bible.
The 12 Steps is really a pattern for all of us as Christians.
Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. For over 35 years, New Life has been the most trusted name in Christian counseling.
Your ministry has saved my life.
If you struggle with emotional hurt, family or marriage problems, the pit of depression, or the pain of addiction, we can help.
I'm down 100 pounds now from what I was.
I found a counselor through New Life Ministries, and it's just been outstanding.
Our treatment programs provide clinically appropriate solutions from licensed professionals, all in a biblical framework.
I have had problems with alcohol. I think God has ordained this place to be His.
You don't have to be a prisoner of your pain. Help is available at 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
She tells me that I'm a new man, and I feel like a new man.
It worked for me, and it can work for them too.
This time it is different.
If you're ready to take the first steps toward genuine spiritual and emotional healing, call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. God can open the door for a better tomorrow.
To get someone that's competent, that's good at what they do, it's been like day and night compared to what I've had before.
Call 1-800-639-5433. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
CJ, we're going to send you a copy of 100 Days to Freedom from Fear and Anxiety from the newlife.com store. Thank you for calling in today to New Life Live. You know, there are so many hurting, struggling people in the world today. If you're not one of them, no doubt you know someone who's going through it. And that's why we are here to help people who reach out to us in the middle of a horrible situation. Your financial contribution makes a difference in the lives of people, and even here in the country and around the world, who feel as if their world is falling apart. You can make a one-time gift or become a monthly Club New Life member at newlife.com or by calling 1-800-NEW-LIFE or text the letters NLM to 28950. 1-800-229-3000 is our number, and we're going to be in the studio for the rest of this hour and all of next, so give us a call. Dr. Jill Hubbard and Chris Williams are here to answer your questions. April in Charlotte, North Carolina, who listens to the New Life Live podcast, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. How are y'all?
We're doing great. How can we help you?
My mom has been involved in being scammed, and she thinks in the past she thought she'd been talking to celebrities online and has given at least $2,000 away, and I've told her, and then she's like, oh, wait, I've learned my lesson, yay. So now she's talking to this different guy that is in Kenya. I've shown her a picture, sent her the name, shown her everything, and she denies that she's talking to this guy. And I'm like, I don't know if this guy in Kenya has prayed a love spell over her or what, but I know that she denies she's talking to anybody from another country.
Yeah.
And I've got in touch with the Federal Trade Commission, everything, just to try to, wrangle everything in. And they've canceled one of her Cash App, accounts. So,
April, how old's your mom? And
she's 81.
Okay, and is she still with your dad? Is he around?
No, my dad passed away in 2008. She never was in love with him.
Okay.
They got married because my dad said if she didn't marry him that he would commit suicide, so she married him.
Oh my word. So
she's never had a good male relationship.
But she's also easily influenced by other people's words. The fact that she would marry someone under those conditions. So does your mom tend to be kind of gullible?
Somewhat,
or naive?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not only that, but these scammers are probably saying,
naive.
if you don't send me money, I'm going to be in jail for a month, so help out. And then she...
April, it sounds like your mom is lonely.
She is, but she lives with us.
Okay, but your mom is still lonely.
Yeah, and I've tried to be like, come on, let's go somewhere. She seems depressed. She doesn't want to get up and get ready and do anything. Of course, she doesn't sleep good at night. She sleeps better during the day. And I don't know. I don't know what to do to try to convince her that what she's doing is wrong. had somebody to check on things and find out about this guy. He's doing it to several other people, and she wouldn't listen to her.
Yeah, and that's a problem. So she's in denial about that because, we know that being on the phone and, having an exchange, there's lots of dopamine hits there. So it makes her feel better. And she can create in her mind what these relationships are. And so in that way, it fills a void for her. So instead of putting all of your energy into convincing her that the one thing that makes her feel good in life is not legit, I think we need to add other things in her life that feel good. And it's great that she lives with you, and so she's got family around. But you may have to, and if you think she's depressed, then, maybe she needs to go visit the doctor, go visit a psychiatrist and get some help that way because, that could be something that's keeping her down. But getting her involved in some kind of activity. And you may have to, be a little more insistent and just take her to things, get her involved in.
I have offered numerous times, and she's like, no, that's fine. I don't want to be a
So it's
burden.
more like, we're going to go, Mom. We're doing this thing. We're going together, and you're coming with us.
And you may hate me the whole way there and back, but we're going to be okay.
But we're going. So not asking her, because if she's depressed, she's not going to feel like doing anything, April. But
and my husband is like, sometimes I don't want to be around her because she's so negative, and I'm like, well, that could be the depression speaking,
Sure. And that's how she gets you all to leave her alone, and then she just does her little, thing online. So her world has become very small. But sometimes, though, see, here's the thing with depression, one of the, the best things for depression is a change of scenery, is getting out of the house. That helps, being forced to have to interact with people. And it's the last thing anybody wants to do. But that's...
And, sometimes she doesn't even want to wear her hearing aid, and I'm like, Mom.
Yeah.
And, that could be part of the, I'm still going to isolate myself, being
right. And you may have to come up with creative reasons why she can't stay at home. Right?
Yeah.
We're all leaving the house. We have to be out of the house. Something's happening with the house, right? You have to go.
Does she ever leave the house? Does she go grocery shopping with you guys or anything?
No. No. She's very cognitive. She knows her environment. She knows what's going on.
Okay.
So. Well, and I think it's sort of, this sounds terrible, but it's kind of like a child who is addicted to the electronics. You take the electronics away.
Yeah.
Honestly,
or
and
you put parental controls where they shut down.
Exactly. You're going to get a lot of pushback on that.
Is there a way I could put a parental control on there without her seeing the app? Because she would ask me first, what is this app?
There are certain what they call meshes or modems that you can get. We have one at our house that we can control all of the electronics through the modem itself, not even through the devices. And so that's what we do. I think the other thing here is that you may have to start looking at legal avenues here, legal pathways, power of attorney over finances, because she's subjecting herself to fiduciary abuse over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And so that puts her at liability. Who knows if it ever puts you guys at liability? But the bottom line is that her behavior is deeply compromised. And so with that, you may have to, again, look at other avenues to protect what's going on. If you pay for the internet, then, you have all the rights and responsibilities to monitor or to control what's going on. So, not here to promote any brand or anything like that, but the one we found was called Eros, and that's, I have it in my office, have it in my home. It works great.
What do you think, April?
I'm really stuck.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you calling today here on New Life Live. Is there a resource that we can send her from the newlife.com store?
I'm going back to Take Your Life Back.
Take Your Life Back, yeah.
What she just said, I think, is really important. She said, I feel really stuck. And what that, part of that is that she's taken on, I talked about this before, the contagion. Mm-hmm. Her mom is really, really stuck, and she's joined in the stuckness with her mom.
Yeah. Mm.
And that her life does not have to be hijacked to her mom's situation, but she can help her mom set boundaries around it. But again, as the book says, take her own life back in the midst of this tough situation.
All right, April, we're going to send you a copy of Take Your Life Back, and that's also the name of the course that begins online in just a few weeks. It's one of 3 courses that we're offering for the next 12 weeks, beginning the first week of September. The other 2 are called Lose It for Life. It's about weight loss. Healing is a Choice. You can find out all about these on our website, newlife.com. Our new website. Did I mention that already? We're going to be in the studio for another hour. Give us a call. Chuck, we're going to talk to you and everyone else at 1-800-229-3000.
Thanks for listening. We hope this program has helped you by giving you insights for handling the challenges you face in your life. We want you to know that we're here for you, but you also need to know that New Life Live is a listener-supported ministry. To make your donation or to get any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433 or online at newlife.com. Please join us again tomorrow for New Life Live.